really enjoyed the experience last time, and it really is quite a special school. And I really found it such a rewarding experience. So originally what happened was I decided that I was going to go back myself, and I spoke to Ricky and I asked if it'd be okay if I could get some leave, and they said yeah, no problem. And Ricky said to me, well, would you be happy to take some more volunteers? And I said, well, the more the merrier, the school would just appreciate people that would help. So we managed to get 3 people from this office and 2 people from the Delhi office, and 6 of us headed off to work in the school again.
The volunteers that went, me, Christine and Natalie, we all had different skill sets.
All 3 of us had actually been to India before, but then we'd all take different things to the projects.
It's quite difficult to find projects that you can go and be part of for a couple of weeks and actually do something useful, rather than just kind of go in and get in the way for 2 weeks.
I'd been interested in working with children for quite a while, volunteering for events, but I'd never done something that was even close enough to this, really.
The important thing to remember about the money that we raised for this trip, all the money that was raised for the trip went directly to the school. It wasn't raised and going to our flights or anything like that.
We raised a really surprising amount of money, actually. I was quite pleasantly surprised by how well we did.
We took £2,280-ish, which is a lot of money. We've paid for a lot of things for the school for the coming year.
We raised it through having an India Day. Myself, Margaret and Suman, we all cooked and contributed.
We made everyone pay £5 for lunch, but it was a great event.
There were so many various things. Lynn was, making jewellery. We had Carol making cards. We had toast days.
Also, the 4 of us, John, Dal, Christine and I, did a 10-mile walk.
We decided to go from an Indian community to another Indian community in London. So we started out at Wembley Park on a Saturday afternoon and walked to Brick Lane.
I mean, the amount of people that contributed firstly was just unbelievable. Everyone in the office, I mean, towards the last few weeks, everyone was doing everything that they could really to raise money, and it was just brilliant.
And they were all kind of rooting for us before we went to the school and when we were actually at the school, because they had heard about what had happened last year. They'd seen some of the footage, and they really got behind this project, which is fantastic.
We use the money in various ways. We use the money to sponsor teachers for a year. We also invested in some money buying recreational activities, new uniforms, stationery for the school, furniture for the school.
It's not about giving money. The money is a nice part of it for them, no question. But we had 6 volunteers there who gave up their time.
One thing I can't get over was the enthusiasm of the kids. That was just seeing them, and they were so happy to see us. They'd obviously recognised John from a year ago.
The fact that they remembered my name, and they remembered who I was, and they remembered my sense of humour.
But they were just so energetic, and they wanted to say hi to you, and it was just, I think I expected them to be a lot more shy and a lot more reserved, but they were not like that at all. They were so happy, and it kind of made you feel happy that you were there.
They all want to tell you about their families, their brothers, their sisters, their mothers, their fathers. They're all very family orientated. They're always immaculately turned out, be it with a few kind of safety pins rather than buttons or what have you. But yeah, they're very proud of who they are and where they come from.
Oh, it was a bit more chaotic than I imagined.
The school is chaos, basically.
I thought there would be a bit more structure and organisation, but and partly, I mean, part of the reason that there wasn't, I think, was because we arrived on the very first day of the summer camp.
Karnika, the lady that organised it through Eye to Eye last year, she sat us down and gave us these kind of time plans of what we were each going to do for 4 hours each morning, basically. But it was kind of organised chaos in the school.
The first day that we went there, the headmaster, Harold, he kind of looked at all our different skill sets and said, what would you be able to bring in? So I was like, well, I do websites and IT at work, so I could teach them IT. But I didn't realise that at the end of it, I'd become an expert at yoga, We were teaching, myself and Kristen were teaching them dancing, although I think we learned more from them than they learned from us.
But that was the great thing, like on day one, everyone got really involved in the project, really enthusiastic about what was going on and wanted to help in so many different ways.
I got involved in some English lessons with a small group of girls. There were only 5 girls in the group, and they were all sort of aged from 12 to 15, 14, 15. None of them had any English at all at the beginning of the 2 weeks, and I worked with another volunteer from outside of Grant Thornton, and we sat with those 5 girls for the 2 weeks. And at the end of the 2 weeks, you know, they were able to explain who they were, where they came from, who their family were, describe things like what they were wearing and what they liked to do every day and where they went shop, you know, the sort of daily activities they did. And that was kind of the one structured thing that I had every day. From 9 till 10, I am teaching those girls English, whatever happens, because those 5 girls will turn up at the door of that classroom and ask and wait for their lesson.
Things that we take for granted are really, really important things to them, and they're so eager to learn, so eager to take, you know, advantage of any skill that you have, because to them they've never been taught that before, so exciting and it's interesting.
They were supposed to be between 4 and 18, but some days one of the little girls brought her little sister and she was 8 months old. And then there were older guys that came to play cricket with John and do reading and stuff with John and I. And I think one of them was 19, so depended on the day really to see how old they were.
You know, at the start there were some children that said, you know, they couldn't speak English or they couldn't read English, and it was very much a confidence thing, and it was actually just spending time with the children, and over the space of 2 weeks we could actually see some benefit and some real developments in the children's confidence.
I'm sure I had over 25 or 30 little girls who were completely dedicated to learning yoga. And I think they were the experts at the end of the day, not me. But I really, really enjoyed it.
When we organised sort of fun activities like dancing and sports and stuff, it was just excitement all the time. And they were so grateful for everything as well.
But I think John, Natalie and Kristen were amazed at how strict I was with the kids. And I was strict with them because I was so keen on helping them learn. I really wanted to teach them those skills because I thought they would be beneficial to them.
But there's so many good parts about it. You know, it just makes it so rewarding and easy to do, basically.
Memories of John doing karate and the party and the school sports day that we ran for them. That was probably the biggest event that not only I will remember, but all the children as well.
2 volunteers from outside Grant Thornton left, and we decided to have a big sports day that day, and every child was involved, so all the children were sitting and watching while each child had their turn, and the teachers were kind of making sure that every child got a go. But their excitement at taking part in the races, and you know, we did things like sack races and 3-legged and egg and spoon, and they were doing that game where you pass a balloon from under your chin and things like that. And it was just a really fun, exciting kind of morning. And then when we left at the end of the day, we gave them all little party bags to take home, and the looks on their faces were it was just amazing, really. It was just a little bag with a postcard and a pencil and a couple of sweets in it. You know, it wasn't anything major, but actually to them it was kind of, you know, it was an amazing gift, really.
I really, really do envy the teachers that work there, because the work is absolutely, it is hard work, I can tell you that. We were all so exhausted, but the one thing is that all of us got up in the morning so motivated. We were all so happy to go to the school.
There was a part of me before I went that thought, oh, am I going to be able to handle this? Is it going to be as fun? But it just felt really natural, really.
I think on the whole, over the 2 weeks, we all worked very well together. And because we knew each other slightly before, we knew more about people's strengths and weaknesses, which was a good thing. So it made it easier to work together as a team.
I'm actually amazed how well we did get on. It's just like we completely clicked. We all had different skill sets. We all helped each other out when we could. There were, you know, if someone was free in one session of the school and the other person, you know, was working with the kids, the other person would come in and help out. And it was really, really great, actually.
I thought John going somewhere with 5 women was potentially a fantastic idea, but if I've nothing really to contribute to a shopping conversation, and I've even less to contribute to a hair conversation, there's parts that I just missed out on.
It was actually really nice to be a group of 4 of us, and then 6 when the 2 girls from the Indian firm came as well. So we were a good group, we worked together, we kind of solved little problems together, we kind of got our own little team spirit going as well. It was really nice to work all together on it.
I mean, I think 2 weeks is a short period of time, but you get so much back from the children that you do build up a good relationship with them, and you do find it particularly rewarding because they're actually learning things, and if they improve their English and actually enjoy summer camp and enjoy school, then you've done something worthwhile and rewarding.
By the end of it, I thought, I can't believe I've done this. I can't believe I've been here for 2 weeks. I've learned so much.
Whether I should be going there again, I'm not sure. I think what I'd quite like to do is get other Grant Thornton people to go. If we can send a couple of people there each year to work in that school, or even if we can do things to encourage them.
You can't just go in and make things better, but you can keep trying and keep kind of supporting and giving your sort of time and commitment to people. I think that's a very good thing for Grant Thornton to do. I hope it continues.
I felt as though we were really, really making a difference. It was a really, really difficult thing to walk away from, and I think it saddens me that, how about if I don't see those kids ever again?
But I would encourage anyone to go for it. It's such a fantastic opportunity. It's hard work and it's organised chaos all of the time.
But in that 2 weeks we did our part in the school, and I think going forward we can try and do more going forward.
I think I've learned that I don't want this to be the full stop. I've done this volunteering work and I want to continue it.
I'd do it again tomorrow.
There was one conversation one day we were having with a boy who's about 14, I think, and saying, well, you can go and you can do anything you want to do if you work hard and study. And he said, no, I can't. I'll never be able to go anywhere or do anything. Doesn't matter how hard he works, he might never get out of the sort of community he lives in, never get out of that slum, which is sort of, it does make you sort of sit back and think, I've got every opportunity in the world. If I work hard, I can actually go anywhere and do anything, and nothing is going to stop me in the same way that it will stop him. So I suppose there is maybe I haven't consciously gone away and thought I will make sure I go out and do anything. But actually, when I sit and look at my life, I think actually I can never sit there honestly and say I can't do that, because I can. If I want to, I've got every opportunity. I can, I should take every opportunity.
One of the important things to sort of stress here is there's so many good projects like this around the world, and Jaipur's just a small one. There's projects that go on in the UK, the US, all over the world, and if anything comes out of sort of recording this video, it's kind of important for people to try and get involved and to try and give something back without being too cheesy about this. Everyone can make some kind of small contribution.
I think they've changed my lives actually, rather than vice versa.